before I get into this, Simon off the Yard UK, it's been somebody who's become an incredible friend. Ironically, I did an interview on Blood on the Razor Wire long minute back, like 6 months ago, and the audio was bad, so I had to lean in kind of like this, and I looked like Starvin Marvin off of South Park, and he'd made a comment, and I was like, buddy, check out my channel. I said, I've got videos of me deadlifting 475 for reps at 162 pounds body weight. And he checked it out. He was good enough to actually give me a chance and check it out and see that I wasn't full of it. He's become an incredible friend. There have been more similarities in him, with me and him, than I could ever believe. He's got a channel he's been starting up. And, you know, he's lived it. He really has. So, you know, Simon, if you see this, if you could comment, and I'll pin the comment, you know, that would be absolutely incredible. Anyhow, so, Alan. Oh, man, I'm so sorry. After watching the most recent video, I have been, it's not going to happen. You're dealing with the same thing that you've dealt with every other time. First off, it has been, said that Lance is going to be at this event. I've spoken to Lance in depth. I've sent you screenshots of the text messages of me and Lance just saying it. Of course, I would never divulge anything that was personal, that was off limits. But with me asking him, is this BS or is this not? That's okay. I'm sure that doesn't, cross any lines of the sort. And also, Lance is a new channel, by the way. Blue Collar Outlaw Music, I believe it is. Lance can sing. It's not any hillbilly rap type stuff. Lance can sing. With that raspy voice, he got some soul in it. But anyhow, I'm watching this video, this most recent video, of the person, Alan's having issues with. And it's talking about it's my event. I make the calls and I make the decisions. Okay, it's your event. Who's the promoter? Who's promoting the event? What's the name of the person that's promoting it? What's the name of the venue? What's the name of the gym? What's the name of anything? Give me anything. Give me one detail. I'm involved in a network of this to where you can give me any of this information, and within a matter of an hour, 2 hours, I can find out every detail about who that person is, where that venue is. Has there been an event held at that venue? So many things. Before I started this, as I've said before, my only friends have been professional fighters. Twice a day, 4 days a week, 5 hours each of those days, and once a day, 3 hours each of those days. Even Sunday, all I did was train, and outside of that, I did not go to bars, didn't party. I had no social life. Okay, the literal only people that I know are people who train at Olympian Tart Monaire's judo club. I mean, Dylan Terry's a kid. He's a baby-faced assassin who weighs 220 pounds. I mean, you wouldn't guess he weighs that. He's got a lanky frame, but the kid, won nationals. He got second place the first year that he attempted nationals, and the only reason he got second place was because he didn't hear his name called, so they counted it as a loss. So that's why he got second the first year. He got first the next year. He never wrestled in his life. The first year he wrestled, he got second at states. Ironically, the same as he did in judo, second then first. He got second in states the first year he'd ever wrestled because of judo. And, this is an incredible kid. I've trained with him since the start. I mean, he beats the hell out of me. I mean, I can't even lie. I'm a brown belt in judo under Tart. Been a brown belt for 2 years. I'm a blue belt under Paulo Santana. 2-time world, 2-time Pan, 2-time Brazilian nationals, and 1-time Abu Dhabi champion. Also, Scott Cujo Sigmund, Roy Jones Jr.'s most recent opponent prior to Roy Jones fighting Mike Tyson. It's a good friend of mine. He is actually one of the people who considered, who talked me into starting this whole YouTube thing. Him and Owen Hilton. Owen Hilton, professional fighter there too. He's a kid. Kid's a killer. Man, this kid is small. And in a boxing setting, oh my God. In terms of, Lord, he'd embarrass people. Completely embarrass people if they were willing to get in a boxing ring with him. So, along with Austin Deanda. Austin Deanda is now 10-0. He's getting ready to do big things. And incredibly excited about that. Bruce Abramski's a good friend too. He's got an MMA gym. He's got a fight coming up. It's been on pay-per-views. Okay, these are people who I'm friends with. These are people in the networks that I'm a part of. Okay? They're not just like, acquaintances. These are very, very good friends. I mean, incredibly. Bruce, the first time I met Scott, also known as Cujo, Bruce, his wife Melissa, my fiance Casey, and Bruce's very good friend Ryan, we all drove down in a car together to North Carolina to watch Scott win the super middleweight WBC title. And then after that, I started training with Scott. Started training with him 3 times a week on a one-on-one personal private training basis. So for 3 1-hour training sessions a week, it was me one-on-one with Scott Sigmund, also known as Cujo. I call him Scott because I know him as Scott. People who don't know him call him Cujo. But anyway, pretty cool nickname too, though. He's he reminds you of Sean Strickland. If anybody knows anything about MMA, knows who Sean Strickland is. Very similar in his shit talk down to everything. Even kind of how he looks a little bit. Scott's a little bit more jacked though. He's like a baby gorilla. But anyway, I'm sitting here listening to this shit. And it's plucking my nerves because, Alan called me. It was New Year's Eve, I believe. It was quite a day for me. But anyway, he asked, what does he mean by this? That I'll end up in jail, that I'll end up with charges. And I tried to tell him, I said, he means for you to be doing what you're doing right now. He means for you to be in your head. That's what it is. There's no actual intent. This is a bunch of bullshit. And, I told him this, but because Alan is, Alan's a Boy Scout, literally. He lives by a routine. He trains by a routine. He lifts weights by a routine. He lives by certain morals, by a certain moral compass. That is what the hell he does. It's so by the book, and I have such respect for that. On the same note, though, being willing to show up and have people not willing to show up, on the drop of a dime like that. And also people claiming it's my event, it's my rules. Well, if it's your event, your rules, then please explain to me, where is this event at? Who is hosting this event? Who is funding this event? Tell me any detail about this event to where it would seem realistic to believe that it is actually going to happen. Alan brought a very good point. I think that this might be a scam to sell tickets, to sell, these wolf tickets, as I've called them, because that's what it is. It's wolf tickets. You're going to start claiming that Lance is going to be there. You're going to mention It's Me. Yeah, Lance and It's Me. They had their issues and stuff, but how are you going to claim that Lance has agreed to this when he hadn't agreed to it? Leave Lance alone. What the hell has it got to take? That man is trying to just, live his life and get stuff back together. And like I said, he started his new channel. It's incredible. He is starting the year out in an incredible way because he's putting things together, lining things up. Got great admiration for that. But in terms of this other bullshit, it's highly frustrating. In terms of me, many of y'all might know, might not know, I've given somebody who's substantially bigger in terms of subscribers, but if you really look in top videos, my top 2 videos are kind of dwarf them. I offered them, originally I think it was 4-to-1 odds, but then I offered them 10-to-1 odds if they fight me in MMA. They got 50,000 subscribers. I mean, you know, I'm just a little dorky white guy, talks with a country accent. I talk kind of like Billy Bob Thornton from Bad Santa whenever I get unamused with shit. And yeah, so you know, beat my ass. I'm not even gonna say your name. I'm not sure if you said my name the other day or not. If I did know for sure you said my name, I would have done a whole video about it on this channel. Of course, on my other channel, I keep it professional. On my other channel, you know, I've got 13,500 subscribers because I've got a great audience. I've kept cussing to a minimum. How many people can do that? Not cuss on a channel. Keep the environment positive and all that. And you know what? The only reason I am able to do that on my main channel is because of the audience I have been lucky enough to catch me early on. I mean, I love you guys. I mean, the ones of y'all who've been with me from the start, you know how I feel about y'all. You know, people like, it's not my channel, it's our channel. Well, no, in terms of my channel, you know, it is communist China. If somebody comes on my channel and they mess with my people, who are good people, yeah, I'm going to block you. So I'm not going to do all that kumbaya stuff. You know, if you come on my channel and you mess with people, I'm blocking you. You know, that's not how it's going to be, because my channel is a place, my main channel is a place where somebody can come in distraught, feeling like the world's caving in on them, feeling like this might be, I don't know what to do. And it's a place where you can have a dozen people respond in page-long responses back to you. I have mental health issues. I'm spoken on it. It's not a secret. You know, but also, you know, I'm starting to feel like, you know, it's starting to feel like what it felt like late in prison, because early in prison it felt like, well, I'm going to keep on getting tried the rest of my life because people wouldn't guess I'm as strong as I am because I'm not big. I'm small boned. I've got a long reach. You got 73 inches fingertip to fingertip, which is a 6'1" reach. Typically your reach is the same as your height. I'm 69 inches tall. 69! As Ronnie off of Howard Stern would say. I'm a big Howard Stern fan. I know it's ridiculous. Sorry, that was idiotic. But anyway, 73 inches fingertip to fingertip, so substantially longer reach than my height. So I look even less, I guess, physically impressive because of the long bone structure. But towards the end of it, people started realizing, I don't want to get beat up by the little white guy who talks with a country accent. He talks kind of like Billy Bob Thornton. It wouldn't go well for me if I did. And as much as I've reached out and tried to, you know, be, you know, the boogeyman or whatever, I guess the boogeyman is what I ultimately have been, because it's like, shit, nobody will respond. On the same note, well, first off, I'm going to push it. I'm going to push it so hard that you can't not show up. Like, if you don't show up, I'm going to make such stipulations so quick that if you don't show up, I'm going to embarrass you so bad that you can't ever show your face again. Alan has such a moral compass and everything else that Alan, just straight up, you know, this is respectful. This is respectful when I say this. Alan did not come from the same world in terms of crime and bullshit and manipulation and games. So when that type of stuff is being played on him, he asks himself, why would they say this? Because it's a mind game. It's a mind screw. I can see that. He can't see it, and he can't understand it because he's a good, moral human who hasn't done that shit in his entire lifetime. But when I see it, I'm thinking, the games that are being played, it's so frustrating. So anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. Simon from the UK, I hope you respond in the comment section. You've become like a brother to me. You know that. You obviously know that. And, you know, there's been another number of other people. You know, Zebby and Brick, two other people. Big Weavy, it's his birthday yesterday, so happy birthday, Big Weavy. It's been a minute since we talked. It was good to talk to you yesterday. It was good to have a couple back and forth messages. It's been a minute. So anyway, also in terms of the person that said something about me, Weavy and Rick, um, it's one of those things. I might say have an issue. It's kind of like them things. Even if you have an issue with your brother, nobody's going to talk about your brother because you'll bitch slap them. That's kind of thing I felt over something that happened recently. So in terms of everything else, there's that. So, Alan, I'm sorry, dude. I'm truly sorry because like it. I wish to God that things were as simple as just show up and do it, which is what you want. I can tell you this: when I shouldn't say when, I should say if. I would say if and when, but I can't say that it is going to happen. I'll be with you. I'll be there. And I can tell you that Rick will be there. He has said that he will be there. I'll make sure that he gets there. And Weavy, if he would like to be there too, he can be there too. Same with Zebby. I will find a way to make every one of the people I just mentioned be present when this happens, if it happens. I don't think it's going to happen though. I'm sorry for that. I wish it would. But if you're watching this and you're thinking about some buying tickets or buying some, Lance is not going to be there. I can promise you that. We spoke in depth about it. We've actually spoke in depth about this. So please don't buy tickets thinking that Big Lance is going to be a headliner or something like that. It's not going to happen. Okay, so just don't be fooled.